said you can bury the workman, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song.
Welcome to Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged with your host, Brain Fitzpatrick. Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged is a snapshot of the day-to-day experiences of disabled individuals as they navigate the world around us. We wish to shed light and open your eyes on a new perspective of people with disabilities. And by going unplugged, we can discuss viewpoints we hope will challenge our viewers' points of view. Most of us have disabilities we must live with, but what defines us is the way we deal with them. And now, here's your host, Brain Fitzpatrick.
Good afternoon, folks. This is Brain Fitzpatrick with Wheeling the Pathways of Life. And again, folks, we're going to have Ricardo Morales on next week, but this week I want to talk to you about the fact that you gotta, what I'm finding is people are still driving me nuts about doing things they wanted. You can't do things you want to do in somebody else's house. You can't do that. You can't just go and open windows for clients, and you can't, I'm sorry guys, you can't just open windows for yourself. You gotta ask the client if you can open the windows. And I'm not talking about my crew outside, but I'm saying PCAs in general can't do that. And so many people can't get the concept that even though they work for the client, even though they are doing most of the physical work, it is still up to the client, because the client has the ability to say yes or no. There's some clients that don't have the ability, but in my case, I do have the ability to do that, so I'd like the opportunity to be able to do that. And most of the people that I'm talking about have been working with me for long enough to know that you shouldn't be doing this stuff, and they continue to do it. But it's just a frustrating thing, and it's very, very, very frustrating and very upsetting for someone that has told people over and over again not to do things, and they continue to do them anyway. But what I was gonna say, next week we will, what I'm planning on doing for the near future is having more guests come in than just one guest. I'm planning on having at least one guest weekly from here on in. If there's occasions where I might have people there might be occasions where I do it on my own, but I'm going to try to have as many guests as I can to give you guys information they have and open this up to the public as far as I can. Anybody interested in being on the show can contact me at Wheeling the Pathway to Life. Wheeling the Pathway to Life at gmail.com. One of these weeks I'll get that right. Wheeling the Pathway to Life at gmail.com. And they can contact me and give their show idea or whatever they want, whatever they can do and whatever they will be able to do. I think that I should tell you guys something. It is very hard to be disabled. As I said last week and the week before, it is very hard to be disabled. But it is very hard to watch a situation where somebody that was able to, I've had very good experience, very, very, very personal experience with watching somebody who was virtually fine physically, except for an arm being injured, and then had to go into the hospital to have surgery, and then wind up in rehab for extended period of time. So what I'm basically saying is anybody who thinks, no, that can't happen to me, that is very, very far from the truth. That can happen to you, that can happen to anybody at any time. Go in for surgery and wind up coming out worse than you went in actually, but we hope that that doesn't happen, but it can happen. And it did happen to one of my family members. And she's recovering now, but it was closed for a couple of days. It was very sketchy for a couple of days. I didn't say close, but and also the commitment, the understanding of the staff has to be up there too, as far as somebody dealing with a situation like I am right now with the family member going in for the hospital and stuff. There may be little situations that I used to be able to handle that I can't right now because I got other things going on. Everybody's life changes, so does a disabled person's life change. So that will be that'll be when people look at people with a disability, we have rights to get upset, we have rights to change our mind and stuff, but the people that work with us need to be flexible with what they're doing, what we're dealing with. So we need to understand the fact that things change and things need to change. Things need to be an ebb and flow. You know, 1 minute things can be fine, the next minute things can go downhill. But I just wanted to let you guys know that if you learn nothing from this show, empathy is the most important thing in the world. Because we have circumstances in our lives that we have no control over. And we're not able to tell when things are going to happen. But we need to be prepared for them anyway. So you can be as prepared as you want to be for situations, but you never know when things are going to happen that could change your life forever. So basically what I'm saying, without getting too technical, you could walk out here, walk out of your house or walk out of wherever you are, and then accidentally get into an accident walking or running or something like that, and fall and wind up with a traumatic brain injury or something, and you need to be prepared for anything that could come up that may come up or will come up in situations like that. And one of the things I will be talking about in the future, maybe a little bit today, but the need for having power of attorney and wills, because and I'm going to admit something right now. I don't have one as of yet, but this situation with my family members kind of made that abundantly clear that I need to do one as soon as possible and as soon as things calm down. So I don't think that it'll be very interesting, and I will when I come back we'll continue this conversation, but I will add a few more things that are interesting in what's coming up in my life, so, and what's coming up in the life of in the life of wheeling the pathways of life. We will be right back in a moment.
God of justice, Savior to all, came to rescue the weak and the poor, chose to serve and not be served. Jesus, you have called us stand beside the broken. We must go, stepping forward. Keep us from just singing, move us into action. We must go to act justly every day, loving mercy in every way, walking humbly before you, God. You have shown us what you require. Freely we receive now, freely we will give. We must go, live to feed the hungry, stand beside the broken. We must go, stepping forward. Keep us from just singing, move us into action. We must go. Fill us up and send us out. Fill us up and send us out. Fill us up and send us out, Lord. Fill us up, send us out. Fill us up, send us out. Fill us up, send us out, Lord. Oh, fill us up, send us out. Fill us up, send us out. Fill us up, send us out, Lord. Fill us up, send us out. Fill us up, send us out. Fill us up, send us out, Lord. We must go, live to feed the hungry, stand beside the broken. We must go, stepping forward. Keep us from just singing, move us into action. We must go, we must go, live to feed the hungry, stand beside the broken. We must go, stepping forward. Keep us from just singing, move us into action. We must go. Fill us up and send us out. Fill us up and send us out. Fill us up and send us out, Lord. Fill us up and send us out. Fill us up and send us out. Fill us up and send us out, Lord.
Okay. Good afternoon, folks. This is Brian Fitzpatrick. I wanted to tell you about some of the new equipment that I'm getting from UCP of Western Mass via MRC for some of the new equipment. And number one is I'm getting 3 new light bulbs put in. So my entire house will be lit up like a Christmas tree most of the time because I'll be able to control them via voice activation through Google and Alexa. So one of the things I'd like to say on those is the Google light bulbs, the smart light bulbs, everything, all the light switches have to remain on before you can, so I can control them. You can override them by shutting off the light switches and turning them back on. But if you override them and shut them off, that means I can't control them until they're turned back on again. So if somebody forgets and leaves them off, I can't control them. So one of the things you guys need to do as far as PCAs are concerned is leave the light switches alone when you're dealing with um, smart home stuff like light switches, like light switches. I'm getting 2 cameras for the outside so I can see people coming in to the door. They'll be on the door so I can let them in and communicate with them. So I know who's coming in so I don't have to go to the door. And I'm getting the best way for me to describe it is a blow-up tub that'll be for the bed. So the tub can be blown up. I can be put on the bed and the tub can be blown up and then I can get a bath that way. Rather than go in the lift and go into the bathroom, I can do it all in the bedroom. And as a recommendation from Matthew Tucker, I was able to get MRC to give me a new and improved online camera so I can do videos from home. It should work better. It's a PTZ camera. It's a pan tilt zoom camera for those people that don't know what PTZ means. So I've got one of those, and I've got a new phone coming for the house that is run by Google, and it is voice activated, and it is also a speakerphone. In a couple weeks, maybe I'll have the people from UCB come on and talk about some of the new equipment. And I may even bring in some video to play and show you what we're setting up at the house once it's all set up and everything. So at that point, I will be totally as independent as I can. And one of the things I'd like to say also is there's a fine line technology's great, but if you think I'm going to be able to eliminate PCAs at this point, personal care attendants, for certain things, you're crazy. Now, what I mean by that is there is promoting going on with all agencies, including UCP at times, to go as as automated as you possibly can be, to include lifts that can lift you out of bed from the ceiling. Okay, that's fine, but to not have a PCA possibly giving you not to not have a PCA and to have a robot basically giving you a shower, giving you your medication, stuff like that, that is not going to work. That is never going to work and never will, in my view. So you will see me go as automated as I can, but I will always need personal care attendants. Now, I'm not saying that's the way it is for all people. There's some things that all they need is reminders to do things, and that can be automated. You can check in with a client once in a while with an automated system so they can be left alone and that kind of stuff. But other than that, no, they cannot be they cannot be the state may want to do automated all the way, but there's no way possible that the quality of care is going to be sufficient enough technology-wise to maintain 24 hours a day without somebody being there. 4 to 5 hours a day with technology is hard enough, but I do not see nobody's going to be able to convince me that 24-hour care can be done electronically. There needs to be the personal interaction with people, because that's the only way. And that's what we're supposed to do as human beings, is help other people. How can you help other people if you got computers up the wazoo? Now, computers are great. I use a computer every day. And let my control room know if they can take a wide shot. This chair that I'm sitting in is a computer. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but this chair that I'm sitting in is $25,000. Okay? I can see saving money for situations like that, but I can't see I can't see um, any. I can't see this saying, "Oh, you can't have it because it costs too much." Well, the only reason why it costs too much is the medical industry is taking advantage of the disabled people. And I can say that with all certainty, saying that if the people setting prices for the stuff for the disabled and the handicapped and the sick, sick had family members with the same difficulty, I think the prices would be considerably less than they are. Because the people, even the people making this equipment, wouldn't be spending that kind of money on the equipment they make if it was their family member. I don't think that would happen. So I would encourage anybody watching on YouTube or anybody watching on Facebook or PCT channel 13, Pittsburgh Community Television channel 1301. Get on the phone, talk to your congressman, talk to your senators, talk to Tricia Frawley Bouvier within the state, and let's try to get some of the insurances to reduce the prices. But the problem is, with that is I was told by my father one time, and Dad is very good at figuring things out, is he said, it's not so much the insurance company that wants to raise the prices. It is up to the providers what the prices are for the equipment. And if the insurance companies want to continue to take care of the people, it is the insurance's obligation to pay what the providers for things like the wheelchair and stuff is, because without the wheelchair, we wouldn't be able to do anything we do. So it's on-demand situation. If you want the chair, you gotta pay the price for it. It's not considering whether the insurance company should pay it or whatever. Okay, so the bull crap of somebody saying to me, well, we have to do what we have to do with bull crap because it's the providers not taking into consideration who they're dealing with, and how they, how we as consumers and we as human beings have the right for equipment, but we also have the right to have it at a reasonable price so people don't have to work for 30, 40 years. No, they can work for 30, 40 years, but they need to be able to retire at a decent age. If they weren't paying for stuff, if they weren't paying such a economic, ridiculous price for the stuff, they wouldn't have to work as hard as they do. That's just my opinion, and this is my opinion and not the opinion of Pittsburgh Community Television or their supporters. But I'm tired of people saying and tired of agencies getting away with, well, we have to do what we have to do. The only reason why you have to do what you have to do is because you want to make money. So, with that, folks, we're going to take our last PSA break. We will be right back.
I have a maker. He formed my heart before even time began. My life was in his hand. He knows my name. He knows my every thought. He sees each tear that falls and hears me when I call. I have a father, and he calls me his own, and he'll never leave me, no matter where I go. He knows my name. He knows my every thought. And he sees each tear that falls and hears me when I call. He knows my name. He knows my every thought. And he sees each tear that falls and hears me when I call. Hears me when I call. Hears me when I call. Someday.
Good afternoon, folks. This is Brain Fitzpatrick with Wheeling the Pathway to Life with another episode. And I'd just like to say, again, thank you all for staying with me, and staying aware of what's going on, and even things are gonna be changing, and things have already changed with the show. A lot is going to happen in the next year. I have just finished um, signing up for another year of the show. If people can put up with me for another year, as long as gremlins stay out of the equipment and people keep the equipment running for me, the show will continue to be on as often as we can and weekly. And I mean, without you as as viewers and watchers and listeners, um, I couldn't do this show every week, and the supporters and the guests that I have are amazing. Um, um, when we are doing live shows, things happen that are unavoidable. Um, one of my uh, one of my computers is dedicated to the show at home, and so sometimes the computers mess up, so it's not a big deal, but uh, that happens, and that's the beauty of Pittsfield Community Television. You can take something and really um, learn it like you're doing it professionally, but you are doing it professionally with professional crews, but you're also volunteering to do a public access show that again is talking, this show is talking about me and talking about the community, but the community can also talk to me. So this is a way for the community and me to talk about myself, and this is a way for the community to talk to itself. And now with the ability to go on Zoom and Facebook and YouTube, um, we can go further than what we've been able to do before. And with the ability to go on Roku and Apple TV, we also have more technology, more ways to get out there. So with the ability of that, and I thank the uh, advancement, the Technology Advancement Committee of Pittsfield Community Television. And just so you're aware, there's a fundraiser coming up next week at the Berkshire Hills Country Club. It's called Eat the Pizza, and every donation and every piece of pizza will come to Pittsfield Community Television and WTPR. So I would encourage people to come out and enjoy the pizza, and I may be there as well too, and partake in the pizza and do what I can to support the agent, do what I can to support um, the station and keep this show going, keep other shows going for as long as we possibly can. Because with the advent of computers, we don't know how long, we don't know what's going to happen to the cable system in the future. So the main thing is going to be online. So I think, but the reason why I bring up the technical problems is the more we add equipment, the more possibility of problems. So we got to be prepared for the problems with the technology, but with this crew and with this setup we have here at Pittsfield Community Television at 4 Federico Drive, and I would encourage people to come in and take a tour of the facility, make an appointment, take a tour of the facility. But, like I said, this is the most professional but volunteer station I've ever seen in my life. This crew is amazing at what they do, and they make it look so easy, which for people like me that have been doing this for the last 30 years, it is easy. I can just walk in, put a mic on, basically have somebody turn on the camera, and you see me on the camera every week. But believe me, there is a lot to this show, and there is a lot to every other show in the that the station does, and I'm proud to be a crew member and a supporter of this station. And I will be a supporter and be a member of this station for as long as I can. But we need to keep in mind that the reason why we do this station, the reason why we have this station is so the people can use it. So a lot of people don't know the station is here. People in this area do, but people in the surrounding towns, like, and people around the country using Facebook and stuff, didn't know we existed, but we do, and there are ways to get information out there, and one of the ways is through video and audio. The most beneficial way, and this is the most beneficial way to get information out there and let people know what they need to know. And some of the time, this is my opinion, I don't care how much programming you have, but to get off of the mainstream TV and mainstream channels and watch public access, you learn more about where you live. Sometimes that's better, and you can help your community if you really understand what the community is all about. So that is why we have 3 different channels 1301, 1302, and 1303, because we got a variety of channels and content going on at once. While I'm doing my show, there's another show going on the other two channels, CityLink and channel 1302, which is school department channel. So we're getting information out even as I speak on other sources, and we have, thanks to the Pittsfield Public Schools and PCT, we also have WTBR, which is our radio station that was from the school department, but that was resurrected thanks to people at Pittsfield Community Television. So I would say support them and be ready to be a participant in it. Call them, ask questions, and see what you can. There's always stuff you can do here, and there's no limit to the possibilities you can possibly do with it. I mean, there are limits technologically, but any idea is more than capable of being looked at, and just talk to them and let them know what you want to do, and if they can do it, they will. They may tell you to wait a little bit because they don't have the technology or the understanding of what you want to do, but it may take a little bit of research to find out if they can do it. But one of the ways that we run this show is we can also do a show off-site thanks to a mobile studio. So we will be on Pittsfield Community Television on July 20th from the third Thursday. I will be doing my show there. As things get developed and I figure out the schedule of my show being aired, I will give you further information as we go. But I think that the people here are the greatest at what they do. And this is a way for the community to talk to itself. So, basically anything you guys want to talk about, whether it's disabilities or whether it's politics and government and stuff like that, please get in touch with me and let me know so I can plan my show. Plan my show accordingly. And you can get a hold of me at wheelingthepathwaytolife@gmail.com. That's wheelingthepathwaytolife@gmail.com. We will be doing more and more with guests and stuff. It's been difficult getting guests over the last couple weeks. So you've been seeing me talk to you for an hour, but I'm working on getting guests. I'm working on so many different things we can do. So just bear with me and we'll get through it. So if you're disabled or anything, or you wanted to talk about things on my show, or any other, call them up and call the station and find out what kind of shows they have so they can get in touch with you. Let the producers get in touch with you of their shows, and maybe you can find a show that will allow you to come on and talk about what you want to talk about. So this is all family, and I'm so glad to be a part of the family. Like I said, this has been Brain Fitzpatrick with Wheeling the Pathway to Life. I've enjoyed bringing you Wheeling the Pathway to Life for the last 4 years, starting in my 5th year this year, and hopefully this is bigger and better than the last 4 years. But I wouldn't say this show's been bad, but it's time to, and we all need to step up and make things better and make things, you can't stay stagnant and stay at the same place all the time. You need to get out there and go to the next level, because there's always things you can do better. And yes, even doing a TV show, you can do things better. So bear with me, folks, as I continue to get information out there. And let me know if you've got any information you want to talk about on my show. You can get a hold of me at wheelingthepathwaytolife@gmail.com. I will be here, hopefully, with Ricardo Morales from the Department of Public Works, or the Department of Utilities. Next week, we will talk to him about the new construction, the sidewalk going in around town, and anything he wants to talk about. I will be always looking for guests and always looking for different topics to talk about. So anything you guys want to talk about, please let me know. With that, folks, we're a couple seconds away from leaving, but we will see you all next week at Wheeling the. This has been Brian Fitzpatrick from Wheeling the Pathway to Life. Have a good afternoon, folks.
You can bury the workman, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song. 'Cause when the Spirit's moving, His will be done. You can bury the workman, but the work will go on.